Okay, we're going to go over transforming parabolas. Now, this is our vertex form again. Okay, so this is vertex form. In the last video of transforming parabolas by hand, we talked about how to graph A. So we're going to focus on H and K. So for instance, let's say I have a parabola that has a vertex at this point. And we know from graphing them before, I'm just going to graph one where the A value is 1. I'm going to go over 1, up 1 from there. And then from there, over 1, up 3. And then from there, we go over 1, up 5, but it won't quite fit. Okay. So we know from what we've done by graphing this that the A value is going to be 1. Okay. Because we've gone over 1, up 1, over 1, up 3. We didn't do any other multiplying. Okay. So we have that A value be 1. But what I want to find out is the H and K values. So the vertex, essentially. And where is the vertex on this parabola? 4 and 3. Okay. Now the x value of the vertex refers to the h, and the y value of the vertex refers to the k. So we know we have an a value of 1. Okay. X minus our x value is positive 4, right? So let's plug in our positive 4. And our k value was positive 3, so let's plug in positive 3. Now from our integer rules, we have to remember how to add and subtract, so simplifying them. This would read y equals 1. X, what would this become? Negative 4 squared. And what does this become? Plus 3. Okay? So if you notice, the k value of the vertex is identical to the y. The h value is what? Opposite. Okay? So we need to keep that in mind when graphing. The next thing I'm going to do is give us an equation, and we're going to graph that parabola instead. So we kind of worked backwards. I had a parabola, and I built the equation from it. Let's say I'm given an equation, so this will be our second example. And in this one, it's y equals negative x, let me say, plus 6 minus 2. Okay. What I want to do is find the vertex first. So our h value here is that 6, and our k value is the 2. What's the a value? Negative 1. Okay, so keep that in mind. What does that mean from our parabola? Which way is it going to face? It's going to go downwards. Okay. But before we do that, we need to find the vertex itself. Where would the vertex of this specific parabola be? What would the x value be? That's right. It'd be the opposite. So negative 6. What would the y value be? Negative 2. Exactly how it says, right? So we go to negative 6, negative 2, and this is where our vertex is. Okay, so we've plotted the vertex at negative 6 and negative 2. Now, since we already know how to draw with our a, because it's negative, how would I draw this? I'll go over 1, and where do I go from there? Down 1, right? Over 1, down 1. Let's go back to the vertex. Let's use that other method of drawing. I go over 2. What do I do with the value of 2? I have to do what? Square it, and then multiply it by negative. What does it become? Negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the exact same thing as going over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, 2, 3. Right? We're doing the exact same thing. I'm just using a different pattern to draw it. Go back to the vertex. Let's say I go over 3. What's 3 squared? 9 times negative? Negative 9. So I'd go down 9 from here. So I'll go down from negative, I'd actually be at 11. Okay? And that's the exact same thing as our pattern from before. Over 1, down 1. Over 1, down 3. Over 1, down 5. Exact same as the pattern we had before. Okay? But the important part that I wanted us to pick up from this, ooh, that wasn't very well drawn, is how to find the vertex. So a transformation. So what I would say, because remember our original vertex is at the origin. How would I describe this? How far has it moved left and right? It's moved 6 units to the left, and then what? 2 units down. So that's how we describe the transformation. What about the original one? 4 units to the right and 3 units up. Okay, that's exactly how we describe that if they ask us to talk about the transformation. So, like we were just talking about, we're going to use the exact same numbers we had before. The vertex of our original, this is our x squared. is at 0 and 0. I haven't put these up yet. These are actually where they'll be, but we're going to talk about how you would get there. The first thing I want to do is show you a transformation along the x. So I put in my bracket, x minus 4 squared. And if you notice, we've moved 4 units to the right. Okay, so the vertex has moved 4 units to the right. And I've only applied this part of the parabola. Let's say I only applied moving up. I would have x squared plus 3, and I've only moved up. Okay, so that's only the vertical transformation. This is only the horizontal transformation. When we put them both together, our vertex ends up here. Okay, so we've gone up 3 and to the right 4. The size of it, or the shape of it, is still the exact same from before. Let's move that back. Okay, so that's how we got to that specific point. Let's talk about the other one here. First off, it's negative, so let's go with negative x squared. If you notice, the vertex is at the exact same spot, but it's just facing downwards. The next thing we did was positive 6. Okay, so we'll keep it negative still. Negative x minus 6 squared. And you'll notice the vertex has moved over to the value 6. It's still facing downwards because it's negative. I'll do only the vertical one this time. So it becomes negative x squared. I think it was minus 2, right? In this one, the vertex has only moved down 2. And when we put it all together... Oh, did I put the wrong value in here? Oh, sorry, I put a negative here. That should have been a positive. And you see where it changes it? So if we notice... There we go. Everything has been changed from where it was before. Oh, there's too many things going on.